Good day, dear students. Welcome to our English lesson. Today our topic is getting around. The contents of today's lesson are reading and reading activities about Hong Kong trip. Once we finished with reading, we're going to have one watching activity on beating the traffic. Once we finished with reading and watching activities, we're going to learn how to ask questions about the past. To practice it, at the end of the lesson, we're going to have several grammar activities. Before we start, let's do a small warm-up activity. You need to match words that you see on the right side to correct pictures in the middle of the screen. Now stop the video and do the activity. Welcome back. It's time to check your answers. The first picture is escalator. The second is harbor. The third is mountain. And the last one is railway. Well done. Now it is time for our reading on Hong Kong trip. You can read or you can listen to the text. Once you're finished, please answer to one question. Is it a review post or information post? Now it is time to do an activity.
Getting around Hong Kong with Tom. Hong Kong Island is a fantastic place with almost 8 million inhabitants. But it's easy for tourists to use public transport. I could visit all the places in the city during my week there. Transport in Hong Kong. 1. The Mass Transit Railway, MTR, is a very popular transport system. It combines the underground, trains, and trams. 2. A tram takes people to Victoria Peak, a famous mountain. The tram started to operate in 1888. 3. Cars drive on the left, like in the United Kingdom. I couldn't drive there, but that was okay. 4. Escalators and moving walkways connect one part of the city to another, high on the mountain. 5. You can't eat or drink on the MTR trains or in the stations. 6. Taxis from different areas of the island have got different colours: red, green, and blue. 7. You can get from Hong Kong to China by train, plane, or car, but many people prefer to take the ferry. I took the ferry across the harbour to Shenzhen and had a great time.
Welcome back. I hope that you enjoyed reading or listening to the text. Did you answer the question? I will check your answer now. So this text is a review post. You can ask why, because it includes star rating, personal opinion of the writer, and advice for fellow travelers. I hope that your answer is correct. Now let's do another reading activity. If you need, read the text again, and once you're finished, match sentences from 1 to 7 with questions from A to G. Now stop the video and do the activity. Welcome back. It is time to check your answers. First sentence. The Mass Transit Railway, or MTR, is a very popular transport system. It combines the underground, trains, and trams. So what question it answers? It is G. Is about a combination of means of transport. A tram takes people to Victoria Peak, a famous mountain. The tram started to work in 1888. Question is, mentions a means of transport from the 19th century. Third, cars drive on the left, like in the United Kingdom. I couldn't drive there, but that was okay. The question answer is, mention similarities between Hong Kong and the United Kingdom. Next, Escalators and moving walkways connect one part of the city to another high on the mountain. People using a moving walkway. The question it answers is about two unusual means of transport. Next, you can't eat or drink on the MTR trains or in the stations. Question it answer is about food and drink on public transport. Next, taxis from different areas of the island have different colors, red, green, and blue. The question it answer is mentions colors as a way to organize public transport. And the last sentence, you can get from Hong Kong to China by train, plane, or car, but many people prefer to take the ferry. And of course, the last question would be this one, mentions how people can travel from Hong Kong to another territory. Well done. Now it is time for our last reading activity. If you need, read the text again and answer the questions that you see on your right. Now stop the video and do the activity. Welcome back. It is time to check your answers. How many people live in Hong Kong? About 8 million of people. What is the score for public transport in Hong Kong? Score is 5 stars. What means of transport can you use to visit Victoria Peak? A tram takes to Victoria Peak. What can't you do on the MTR trains? You cannot eat or drink on the MTR trains. Well done. During our previous activity, we learned about means of transport and about the traffic in Hong Kong. Now we're going to watch a video called Beating the Traffic to learn about what other countries do when it comes to traffic problem in their countries. For that, let's first read the questions that you need to answer before watching the video. First question is, what is the solution for a traffic problem in Asia? The second, when did people start to use rickshaws? How do they move? The third, what type of rickshaws are good for the planet? And the last question is, find out the meaning of words, traffic jam and pollution. Now it is time to watch the video. Once you're finished, come back. We'll check your answers.
Beating the traffic. A lot of cities have a big problem: traffic. There are so many cars in the streets. Traffic jams can make it impossible to move around a city quickly. But in some countries, they have a great solution: rickshaws. Rickshaws are small carts for people to travel in. You find them in a lot of countries, particularly in Asia, like India and Bangladesh. They can move quickly through busy city streets, and they can go where cars can't. Rickshaws are an old way to travel. In the past, people usually pulled rickshaws, and in some places, like here in Kolkata in India, people still pull them. A lot of people use bikes to pull the rickshaws, like this tourist guide in China. These children are going to school by rickshaw. That's hard work for the driver. These days, many rickshaws have motors, like cars. They're sometimes called auto rickshaws, or in countries like Thailand, they're called tuk-tuks. They're fast, but like cars, they cause pollution. But there's good news for the planet. Many rickshaws are now electric. Today, about 60 million Indians use electric rickshaws every day. Do people use rickshaws in your country? What do you think of them?
Welcome back. I hope that you enjoyed this informative video. Now let's see if your answers are correct. First question, the answer is rickshaws, much smaller transport than cars. The second, people started to use in old times. Rickshaws can be pulled by people, bicycle or motor. The third, electric rickshaws. And the last is traffic jam is a huge line of cars that can't move because there are too many of them for the road. And when it comes to pollution, pollution is making our earth dirty and unhealthy with trash, smoke and chemicals. Well done. Now it is time for the grammar. We're going to learn how to ask questions in the past. If the answer is a short yes or no, we use did. If the answer needs more information, we use WH questions. So what does it mean, WH question? It means that the questions start with either who, what, how, why, when, where, or etc. Now let's take a look at the structure. Structure for did questions would be did plus subject plus base verb plus rest of the question. Now let's check another structure for WH questions. It would be WH question word plus did plus subject plus base verb plus rest of the question. Another structure that we need to keep in mind is if we have the verb to be. With to be, the structure looks in this way. WH question word plus was a verb plus subject plus rest of the question. Now let's take a look at examples. Did you go to the park yesterday? Yes, I did. Did you enjoy the park yesterday? Yes, I did. If you want to answer in negative form, it would be no, I didn't. Now let's take a look at examples with WH questions. Where did you go yesterday? I went to the park. As you see here, we get additional information. How was in the park yesterday? It was great. We played games outdoors. Now it is time for some grammar activities. Paraphrase the questions from yes, no to WH questions. You need to create questions to the bold parts that you can see in questions. But before you start, let's read an example. Did you go to the cinema? As you can see, the cinema is highlighted. That's why you need to ask a question to the cinema. And the question is, where did you go? Now stop the video and do the activity. Welcome back. It is time to check your answers. Did she arrive at 7? When did she arrive? Did they travel by train? How did they travel? Did he talk to his friend? Who did he talk or who did he talk to? Did you buy a new book? What did you buy? Was the weather cold? What was the weather like? Well done. Now let's do one more grammar activity. You need to make WH questions out of the sentences that you see on the slides. Again, you need to check the bold parts that you can see in the sentences. They are highlighted. But before you start, let's read an example. I went to Italy last summer. Italy is bold, it's highlighted. That's why we ask a question about Italy. Where did you go last summer? Now stop the video and do the activity. Welcome back. It is time to check your answers. I started school in 2019. When did you start school? She took the bus to school. What did she take to school? They played football after school. What did they do after school? He was at home yesterday. Where was he yesterday? We ate pizza for dinner. What did you eat for dinner? Well done. Dear students, I'm very proud of you. As we reach the end of the lesson, it is time to think what we did today. Today we had a reading on Hong Kong trip. Not only we learned a personal opinion of the writer, but we also got some advice for fellow travelers like us. Once we finished with reading, we also had a video activity about traffic and traffic problem in countries like Asia. Also, we had a grammar topic on asking questions in the past. You did a great job when you practice it at the end of the lesson. Well done, thank you, see you next time.